All right, there we go. Howdy, y'all. Sorry I've been gone for, oh, fuck, week and a half. We'll say week and a half. It's been, uh, uh, fuck. God, I can't believe I just had that kind of fucking brain fart. 11 days. Jesus Christ. No, 12 days. So it's been more than a week and a half. Okay. Okay. Halloween threw me through a loop. I got really tired. Work sucked. A lot of shit happened Tuesday. So I was like, fuck it. Not going to do it. And then Saturday was tough. And then Wednesday was tougher because there was a lot of shit that had to be done Wednesday. And fucking Sunday, this past Sunday, which is the 5th, like daylight savings ended. So first few days, it was kind of a fucking blur because I don't sleep well and I got a horrible sleep pattern. Holy shit, is it bad? Neither here nor there. Also, hey, Sten, I got 12 days of shitness for you. Well, technically, Friday, 2 Fridays, and a Monday. But 12 days of shitness sounds better. Well, shit happened. Some pretty some pretty annoying shit happened throughout the last 12 days. Uh actually well no, Sunday there was a minor thing, but that was just a fuck up on my end cuz I'm insane and an idiot. I'm an idiot. I will admit it. I am stupid. I don't knows any better. So uh fuck. Was it this past not this Tuesday for this week, but last Tuesday, Halloween? Was that when we cut the wood? Hang on, I can answer it with my phone because I took pics. Do pictures. Yes, it was Halloween. Halloween was when we were cutting wood, and I know this because I took pictures, and I should have took more pictures of the fucking behemoth. We literally called it behemoth. That's how heavy it was. But we had a tree that fell here in the city that we had to cut bright and early. Two good things that happen. One, it's cutting wood, and I love cutting down trees and cutting trees up and splitting. I'm a woodsman at heart. And that comes into a story that happened today. But the second thing, and the biggest thing, I got to work with Ken. Ken is awesome. He's laid back. He's been working for Donald since he was 18. He is 61. Yeah, 61. So that's 43 years he's been working for Donald. Nothing phases him, and he's just really friendly and nice. So I got to work with him. Downsides. Cash, Josh's brother, barely did a fucking thing when he was with us. Sean was supposed to show up, but he never did. And we had Haitian work with us, and he hardly did anything. Uh, Also, we felled, well, a tree fell into somebody's lawn, and before that, it went through the roof of their garage. Oh boy. This motherfucking thing, this fucking tree trunk had to weigh over a ton. Like, and people listening can go, "Puh, I don't believe that." A tree trunk, like, and I'm talking like a 50 foot, like 50 feet worth of trunk, like 50-foot trunk of wood, 2,000 pounds. No, You did not see what I saw. I cut it into thirds within with a 24-inch bar, a 2-foot bar, and I got through half of the tree before I had to go on the other side to cut the rest of it. She had a 4-foot diameter trunk at the base, and I know it weighed more than a ton because this fucking thing, the 1/3, the very top of the third, not the base, the very top. She was so fucking heavy when we were lifting her with the crane on the basin cleaner. When Kent accidentally jolted the crane to the left, the whole fucking basin went on 2 wheels. She was leaning on the passenger side where the trunk was. If he had moved it any further to the right, the whole basin cleaner would have fallen on its side. We fit 3 of those and about 20 cord of wood in the back. Just those 3 parts alone had to weigh a ton. Minimum of a ton. The rest of the wood in there, like once we were done, the springs on a basin truck, like this is practically a dump truck with a fucking crane and pulley system. We had so much wood on her in the fucking basin, in the bed of the basin. The fucking springs on the back wheels were nearly straight, and the front ones were just probably a half inch more bent than straight. Ken and Haitian had to drive it, I'd say about 20 miles per hour around every corner for fear of it tipping over. The chunks of wood from the trunk, and Kent told me to cut it in thirds. Even the thirds that I cut were sticking out of the basin. They were far too massive. Like, we're talking 4-foot diameter fucking tree trunk sections, and it's like 50, maybe 60 feet. They were going a good 5-6 feet over the back. Awful. It was a awful fucking arduous travel back. Plus we had to chip fucking tree limb branches, and that was Tuesday. Wednesday we had to go back to this house because we didn't finish gathering all the small logs. Wasn't that bad. Sean came in. Yeah, that day just kind of went like nothing. Thursday, I didn't go in because I slept in because I was exhausted from, practically. That's the third stipulation for Tuesday and Wednesday. I practically hauled all the wood. Kent can't because he tore up his right arm. Josh was feeding the limbs I was handing him to the chipper, and Haitian just stood around doing nothing. So you've got me picking up 200-pound logs in one arm and another in my other arm, and I'm fucking hurling them into the back of the 1-ton or the basin truck because we had both trucks there. And then you have me pushing and helping maneuver the over 1 ton worth of fucking tree trunk that we had to lift up because it needed to be angled into the basin. So I was standing on top next to the crane holding it. After the first time when she went sideways on 2 wheels, I was like, yeah, I'm not standing on top anymore, Ken. If you can hold down that lever slowly and ease it in, all right, then I'll climb in and I'll fucking unchain the chain wrapped around it to lift it. Other than that, no. Like, if she goes over and I'm on the side where she's going over, I'm fucked. And he's like, yeah, just stay on the ground. Have a break. You've been killing yourself. So there's that. Friday. Now, Mondays and Fridays is when Chris comes in. Because Chris, you know, he goes to school uh, 3 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday. And he doesn't like working Saturdays. He's the golden child. He does no wrong. So we got that. We got that out of the way. Friday he comes in, does his shtick, just wanders off, takes a piss, fucking fucking God. Oh, I want to punch Chris in the fucking face because of what happened. Fucking no, today's Saturday. Yeah, fucking yesterday, Friday. Oh, I want to punch him in the fucking face so fucking badly. You do not know. Okay. Hi, Queen. I didn't see. Wow. I have missed quite a lot in the chat. Aw. I'm sorry to hear about Finn, Sten. That's a shame. I need to be around more often. I have not been around for like the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, I've just practically just been constantly working my ass off. So Friday last Friday was when we were mowing. We had to mow one of the biggest houses for fall cleanup, and we were leaving Sean. So it was me, Josh, me, Sean, and Chris. Sean's staying at one place. Me, Josh, and Chris are going to another place. So Josh had to pick up the other mower because he can only put two on the trailer. So he's giving one to Sean. Has to go back to the shop to grab the one I'll be using, and then once he's done, he'll pick us up. In the meantime, me and Chris are tasked with weed whacking everything, mowing with the push mower, the top of the hill where the garden area is, and if there's any limbs on the ground, like tree branches, pick them up, throw them into the tree line. Chris just stood there and watched while I hauled I'd have to say a 200-pound, because it was soaking wet, so I'd say about a 200-pound limb that fell off a tree in the backyard. And I had just weed whacked over half of the lawn, poison ivy included. And I'm deathly allergic to poison ivy, and thank God I actually got allergy medication to combat that, so I don't have any fucking horrible effects. So I finish what I'm doing. I'm hauling this fucking limb, dragging it across probably 30 yards worth of lawn. Chris walks up, and he sees that I'm struggling to tip it onto the broken end of it, so I can just have it fall. I'm all done weed whacking. And I turn to him while trying to hold this thing with one hand so I can take my headphones out. I'm like, what? I'm all done weed whacking. Did you weed whack that big area where you have to clear all the brush that we always do? Where's that? I'm like, it's the big fucking opening right there. And it's noticeable because Joe, the guy who owns the house, has a big pile of bricks that used to be part of his patio before he put in his pool. So there's a big mound of fucking bricks with briars and shit growing out of the fucking thing. I found out that he's 22. I always assumed, since everyone else said Ricky was the youngest, I always assumed that he was around my age, like maybe 24, around 24. No, he just turned 22. So he walks off. Like after I asked him, "Did you clear that area?" and I show him the location, he then asks, "Do you need help?" I'm like, "Yeah, grab a branch and help me fall like have it fall into the fucking tree line." He then walks off. Like his arm went out, and I'm assuming he because I'm holding something heavy, and I'm trying to fucking keep it from falling on me. I'm assuming he's reaching out to grab it. Nope, he doesn't grab it. He just like his brain went from help Darth to, oh, I'm just gonna fuck off for a bit. So he wanders off. And right around then, as I'm doing it by myself, I hear a loud crack in my back. And to quote Kent when describing how he fucked up his arm, sounded like someone breaking a whole bushel or a handful of celery. And so I was like, nope, done. I just walked back, dropped the fucking limb where it laid, and that was it. I walked out. I walked all the way to the end of the driveway where the street is, and that's a good 100 yards away from where I was. I just walked up. I was like, nope, done, done. No, I'm not. I am not breaking my back when somebody was supposed to help me. When I told them to help me, no, no, not doing it. And so I sat there, and Sean was still working at the front mowing. He's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'm done. I'm done for now. I'm not doing another fucking thing until Josh gets here." And he's like, "Why?" So I told him what happened, and he's like, "Fuck that kid. Like, just leave the limb there. When Josh comes, like all three of us will do it." I'm like, "That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm fucking doing because he's the boss and he'll be back and he's gonna want to fucking report as to what needs to be done. Like if there's something like me and Chris couldn't do, even though we could have done this, but no, no, Chris doesn't want to waste time. So Josh comes and I tell him what happened, and Sean's laughing because he knows I'm horribly pissed and in a bad mood. And so Josh, me, and Sean start walking off. And as we're walking down through the fucking backyard, who's sitting on a picnic table? Just sitting there, minding his own business, as if nothing in the world is happening. Good old Chris. Good old Chris. Weed whacker's not near him. Nothing. In fact, I grabbed his weed whacker as I was heading back to the driveway entrance because he didn't grab it. And I sat there for about 25, 30 minutes. So he sat around for 25, 30 minutes, plus however long it was before I said, fuck this, when my back cracked. Like, so he'd been fucking off. And so he sees me, Josh, and Sean walking in, and he just watches us do what we're doing. And we push the fucking tree limb in. And Josh yells, "Come on, let's go." And Chris gets up and walks off and starts following us. Ugh. So, what else happened that day, you might ask? Well, a lot. Because in one day, 8 hours, uh, yeah, 8 hours, we did two lawns. We did Joe's and we did Donald's house. We cleaned the gutters at Donald's. We raked all the leaves out of the flower beds and stuff. Uh, blew down the roof where pine needles were, cleared the whole driveway, and we mowed because there's just so many pine needles and leaves on the lawn. When you're mowing, it just sucks it up. So it's just absolutely awful, kind of. God damn this fucking cigarette. Give me a second. Hey, Jen. Also, to quell all theories, he is not dumb. He can't be. He can't because like yes, I did have to dismantle a stone wall while he did nothing. He's not stupid. Like he's going to college, but like he just doesn't want to work. And I'll get into why I have come into this situation where I think he's not dumb. So we we get to Donald's house. We get to Donald's house, we unload everything. Chris immediately grabs the weed whacker, starts weed whacking, and for the next 25 minutes, me and Josh are trying to start Death Machine, the one where the blades do not stop. And so after that 25 minutes or so of just pulling the fucking cord, changing the clutch, changing the throttle settings. Maybe if we like, we were thinking, maybe if we because Death Machine's old and it's a hunk of junk, hence Death Machine. Sometimes you have to put it to full throttle, pull the clutch out, turn her on, and then pull the cord a few times, and then she'll go on. So we were fucking doing all kinds of combinations. Half clutch open, full clutch open, closed, throttle all the way, halfway, none. Wouldn't start. So Josh had to throw it back onto the fucking trailer so he could go back to the shop to see if his father Scott could fix it. He then tasks me with raking. He's like, "Well, since you're not going to be able to mow anytime soon, just rake as much as you can. Get as much of the other work that we have to do done out of the way." Okay, boss. I walk over to Chris, who's picking weeds in the flower beds. Wasn't one of the things we were supposed to do. Chris, grab a rake, start raking. I don't want to rake. I don't want to either, but that's our job. Josh just told me that he's going back to the shop to fix that red mower. And in the meantime, we have to rake. As soon as Josh left, Chris went to his fucking lunchbox, opened it up, and sat there for an hour and a half. For an hour and a half, he sat there eating a sandwich and just listening to music while I raked the whole front lawn, the other side of the driveway, which is the other part of the front lawn, and I raked the entire driveway, which filled probably about 40, maybe 50 barrels, like yard barrels, like big fucking barrels packed. Each one had to weigh about 100 pounds fully packed because it was wet when we started doing all this. So we have wet leaves and wet pine needles. And yeah, around $5,000 worth of damage, if not more. I don't know the full price of the the motor he blew out, but I do know the price tag for the transmission he blew out in the same mower earlier this year. And that was about $2,000. So yeah, uh, each mower we have is like 8,500. So we get all this done. I've finished all of this. Josh comes back, and I knew it was Josh because I could hear Death Machine running. His father found out that the air filter and the fuel filter wasn't getting enough gas, and the air filter was clogged. So they took the air filter off, and they just fucking guinea rigged it to work for that day until because it was Friday, and we were going to be doing something else Saturday. So Scott was like, "Fuck it, I'll work on it tomorrow. Just don't turn it off." So he drove. I don't know, 15 miles with this thing fucking running full throttle on the back of the trailer. He unloaded it and he's like, "Here you go." So I started mowing. Josh then taps me in the shoulder before I turn into the lawn. He's like, "What'd Chris do?" I was like, "Sat and had lunch." He goes, "It's 9:30." I'm like, "Yeah." He ate for an hour and a half. He just shook his head. I'm like, "Yep." And we just did our job the whole day. I mowed. Josh mowed the backyard. Uh, then Josh told me, grab one of the ladders we brought and take off all the awnings, clear out all the fucking the gutters, and then climb onto the roof and fucking use the leaf blower to blow all the pine needles and shit off the corners where it collects. Okay, what did Chris do? Chris just fucked about practically. Uh, when I was done with the front lawn, he was still raking up areas I had already raked and cleared. And when I was asked by Josh to mow some of the backyard for him so he could finish up, so he could help me take the awnings off, Chris started picking weeds and clipping daylilies in the back corner, like the front corner where the back of the driveway is, where the fencing is. He was there in one corner for 45 minutes. And I know this because I started mowing the backyard like around 10:30, and around 11:20 was when I was done and grabbing the ladder. He was still in that corner. He was fucking off for like 45 minutes. Then once Josh was done and he had helped me with the big, like, you need two people to lift type of awnings, he was like, "Okay, well, we got the big shit down, so now you can just do the other ones by yourself," which is fine. He's like, "I'm gonna go check on Sean because Sean doesn't have a cell phone and he might be done, and he's probably just sitting around waiting for a pickup. So I'm gonna go. Just keep doing what you're doing." All right. As soon as that happens, Chris decides to sit at the picnic table in the back of Donald's, just drink a drink and listen to his music and scroll on Facebook while I'm fucking unscrewing and dismantling awnings, then climbing onto the roof, shoveling, like just scooping fucking all kinds of shit out of the gutters into a bucket, and then leaf blowing the whole roof. And when that was done, and when Josh came back and saw how much was done, he's like, "Chris, why didn't you fucking do the rest of the dailies in the back?" "Oh, uh, I had to go to the bathroom, and I don't know. Like, there's just so much stuff to clean up in the flower beds." "Chris, I only told you to, pull the daylilies. Don't, don't weed the beds. It's winter. They're gonna die." "Oh, uh, okay." And so he did that while me, Josh, and Sean practically just sat around because it was pretty early. Like, probably we had about 45 minutes to finish up before the day ended. Sucked a lot. It was bad. And then we get to the shop, we offload the truck. Chris always what Chris does. Chris immediately grabs his lunchbox and his sweatshirt if he took it off, walks into the shop, tells Donald he's done, and leaves. Doesn't help us unload anything. Doesn't help us put the fucking mowers back into the shop. Doesn't help us put the rest of the tools in the shed. Nothing. Just gone. Next week. This week. Didn't go in Monday because daylight savings fucked me. And nobody else came in. Josh did some errands, and that was about it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like the whole week, I've just been busting my ass. Wednesday, I didn't work fully, if that makes sense. I worked 26 hours Tuesday. I started work at 6:30, 7 in the morning, and I got off of work at like 9 in the morning Wednesday. So I was tired. So I didn't work during the day, and Sean didn't come in Wednesday because it started to rain a little bit earlier in the morning. Thursday, just normal day, busted our asses. Then yesterday, me, Josh, Sean, and Chris. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, fucking lovely. Well, we start work, and it's bad. It's real bad because every other lawn we have to do, and this is the final time we're mowing, and it's fall cleanup, so we're raking a fuck ton of leaves. We couldn't finish every lawn. There was too many fucking leaves. There were far too many. We filled the 1 ton, which still has the fucking chipper box on top. We packed it and pushed it as far back as we could, and we could barely get our tools in. That's how many leaves we had and how much grass was left. So we had like 5 houses to do, which isn't that bad, I guess. A few of them are like fucking 20 minutes tops worth of work, but it was bad. And during the whole day, Sean kept saying, "Hey, Chris, I know you're busy, but you mind helping me out?" Because Chris was just standing there while he was watching fucking Sean rake leaves and into piles and then picking them up and throwing them to the barrel. And as soon as he said that, Chris would then immediately snap out of his fucking coma and then start helping. I gotta take some painkillers. That's the other thing. I haven't been doing streams because my jaw is, it is unbearable. The pain I am feeling in my jaw is fucking unbearable. 32? Jesus. I thought you were my age, Sten. I did not know you were 32. I thought you were like 26, around that age. So, like, yesterday was just a bad pain day. And it's because I've got 2 wisdom teeth coming in on one side of my face. So, and I figured it out. See, even Jen's shocked. Even Jen is shocked. But yeah, I have 2 wisdom teeth just coming in, and the pain is so fucking bad. And the other thing is, I don't know what it is, but I've got like this hard lump underneath my tongue. And it's not inside my mouth, but it's like, it's where you touch your glands, like where your tonsils are, like when you're feeling to see if you have like a swollen tonsils or a sore throat or a swollen throat. It's right there, like under my right tonsil. And it is just, it is so fucking painful. And my first thing my father said was, maybe it's cancer. Maybe you have like some growth or a tumor on your fucking whatever it is. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know the medical term for whatever it is, but like maybe it's something there. And I'm like, well, if it is, fuck it. I don't care. But yesterday, my God, I was in such fucking agony. I took, let me calculate. I had a 40, yeah, I had a 40 count of liquid Advil, and I went through it all. I went through it all in 8 days. Not 8 days, 8 hours. I took it all, and I took 4 muscle relaxers that my father got for when he wrenched his back, which was last week. And he didn't really wrench his back. He just fucking pulled a few muscles. But he got a fucking buttload of non-opioid, by the way. He's not like, he even stipulated to the nurse, like, I'm on fucking Suboxones. I'm trying to stay clean. Don't give me opioids. So she gave him some non-opioid muscle relaxers, and he's been giving me some depending on how bad the pain is in the morning when I get there. So I asked him for 2, and he was against giving me 2. He was like, "One's enough." I'm like, "No, 2, just in case, because my God, George, I'm gonna strangle something. That's how bad this pain is." And he's like, "Okay, geez, yeah, have 2." And I'm like, "Please give me 2 for the end of the day, because I'm probably not going to be able to come into the loft and take 1 or 2 for the pain." He's like, "All right." So in the total day, I took 40 200 milligram liquid Advil, and I don't know the dosage for the fucking muscle pain relievers, but like, oh God, just those like, all of it, all the painkillers and the fucking meds I took yesterday barely put a dent in it. Barely put a fucking dent in the pain I was feeling. I wanted to die so bad. Like, and I told Josh and I told Sean when we were sitting in the shop, like, Josh was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" Because I'm holding the side of my face, like, resting it, and I'm just going, "Please kill me." I'm like, bad pain day. My whole fucking face is just raw with pain. Like, I am not in a good mood. And he's like, "Are you going to be able to work?" I'm like, why do you think I'm here, Josh? I'm here to work. Just pain. Like, if you see me wincing or you see me punch something like a tree or the side of the 1-ton, it's because the pain is just that unbearable, and I need to vent my frustration out on this bodily pain I'm feeling. So we get into the fucking. Hang on. I got to draw this for you. I have to. I have to, because it's one of the fucking things that just. I punched Chris. There. I fucking said it. I punched Chris. I didn't. It wasn't a full out fight. I'm like, but I did physically assault him. I will admit. I will admit I physically assaulted Chris on some level. And I will explain. I will explain. I will explain. Just let me get fucking paint open. Okay. Present to everyone. I got to show you the diagram. I got to show you how Chris sits. I have to. Yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna go freehand. Can you guys see? Can you guys see paint? Okay, you can, because now it's saying that it's presenting for everyone. Okay, we will say that this is the 1-ton cab. This is the seat, and just for clarification, we'll say this is where the steering wheel is. Okay, that's where the steering wheel is, and I'll even put a little thing right there, and we'll put a line through it because fuck it. So there's the steering wheel. Josh, and let me get this. Big old J, and we're gonna go Comic Sans. We're gonna go Comic Sans with this. Fucking paint. Paint's not responding. Son of a bitch. Ay vey. Okay. There we go. Uh Comic Sans, Comic Sans. Where are you, Comic Sans? Do I even have Comic Sans on this computer? Yeah, I have to. I have to. Unless I fucking okay. Yeah, there it is. I thought I deleted it. Okay. So, let me put a J here and we'll put a little we'll put that's too big. Okay. There's Josh. Okay? So Josh sits like a normal human fucking being. He sits like this. Now, because I'm too lazy, I'm going to just copy pasta it. I'm going to copy pasta. Uh, so Sean has to sit his ass hanging off the seat because I'm sitting here like this. What's Chris doing? He's taking up the whole middle. And I'll show you how his legs are. He's got his leg like this, and we'll say here's the shifter to where you shift the fucking gears. His knee's pressed up against it, and his knee was touching the fucking steering wheel to the point that sometimes, and I saw it, Josh was physically fighting the friction coming from his knee, pressing against the wheel so he could turn left and right. Meanwhile, his other leg sat like that. Went across the whole fucking side. He was just splayed out like he was fucking one of Jack's French girls the whole fucking day. So my legs are like this because I'm polite and I'm trying to keep room. And poor fucking John, his legs are like this because Chris just has his fucking leg like that the whole fucking ride. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Sometimes we were driving one time for 40 minutes, had his leg like that. It did not fucking phase him. So, what did I do? At the end of the day, when we went to German Lady to mow her lawn, Josh had to leave for a second. Also, I'm going to try and grab my fresh pack of smokes with my leg. Oh boy. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Awesome. Thank God we evolved from fucking monkeys. Got my other soda so I can finish that one off. I'm also drinking, by the way, because that's helping. Also, he and Queen, he does. He exemplifies manspreading. Like, I remember H3H3's manspreading. Like, and I saw the video by, oh God, what was it? I forgot what the fucking BuzzFeed. It was BuzzFeed's whole like women going manspreading's awful, and it's like you guys don't have a dick between your legs. Like everything is organized and neatly packed away so you can sit with your legs closed. Like we men can't. It's just natural for us. And I was just dumbfounded by this manspreading thing because I was like, I probably got like a 6-inch spread between knees. Like when I sit, that's just comfortable for me. Chris, though, like as soon as I saw that video, it made me realize it. Like I started noticing manspreading because of, I was like, Jesus Christ, Chris is exactly the problem. He's the problematic one. Bitch at Chris, not me. I'm not manspreading. Like when there's 4 people inside the fucking 1-ton cab, we all neatly fucking put our legs together so that everyone has enough room. But Chris, for whatever reason, he does that. And the thing is, I have to mention this. We went to one house and we almost got into a car accident. Why? Well, as you can see, Chris's foot is very dangerously close to the gas pedal. Josh turned in to the curb so he could park in front of the fucking house. And before he could shift it, because Sean and me are climbing out, Chris's fucking foot slips off the siding because there's a big console middle part where we have a CB radio to keep in contact with other plows when we're plowing. His fucking leg slipped and his foot hit the gas pedal and he didn't let go of it for about 5 seconds. If Josh was not didn't if Josh did not take lightning reflexes as a feat, he would have gunned it and smashed into the car that was 10 feet in front of us, parked. He would have totaled the back. If Josh did not have those reflexes and like fucking put his foot on the brake so he just burnt rubber, would have totaled the back end of a car. And then Chris goes, "Oh, my foot slipped." You think? You think? Do you think your fucking foot slipped? Do you? Do you really think your foot slipped, you fucking retard? But anyways, that was one of the fucking fuck ups that he did. Now the second thing, because the day gets worse. That happened at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Now it's around 3 o'clock. It's time to. We're finishing up. We're moving everything to the back of the 1-ton. Also, Josh left to go dump the fucking leaves because there was just so much shit that we couldn't fit German lady's lawn, like all the clippings and leaves in the back. And while he did that, I mowed, Sean mowed, and Chris did nothing. He sat there on the trailer and just watched us. So I'm in a pissed off mood. I have a lot of fucking pain coursing through my fucking face. Like, my fists were firmly clenched whenever I was not grasping the brake handles of the fucking mowers, a rake, a barrel, or any tool. Like, fists firmly clenched. So, we get done. We finish up and we've just got everything all set to throw into the back of the 1-ton. We were able to fit everything we could, like, and trying to get everything to work. Like, also, let me stop screen sharing the fucking diagram. I'm done with that story. So anyways, we get all of this done. Like, we're able to hand pack and stomp down all the leaves and clippings we have into the barrels. We have the tools all set. Everything's ready to go. Josh pulls up. He backs up. We get it. We get the trailer hitched. We have all the tools in. And just for some reason, as if the gods themselves were like, nope, gonna fucking piss you off. We're gonna poke you with a stick a little bit more, Darth. Chris, it was an accident. Fucking smacked the right side of my face, right in my lower jaw, with the fucking handle of a rake. Just crack. Because he was moving too fast to get that rake in, because he wants to go home as fast as he can. And he doesn't see me bending over because I was standing in the bed of the truck, grabbing everything and laying it down where it's supposed to be. Cracked me in the fucking face with a fucking wooden fucking rake handle. The pain. Oh God, the pain. The pain I felt was so fucking intense. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tackle him. I wanted to set myself on fire. That's how bad this pain was. It felt as if somebody took a white hot, near melting nail, put it where a tooth should go, and start hammering it as hard as they can right into my fucking gum. That's how it felt. And he just looks up and goes, "Oh, sorry." Huh. And I'm like, "Get the fuck away from me, Chris. get the fuck away. And so he walks off, and I hop down, and the pain's so bad that I can't focus. It's all red. Like it's like the vision that Beatrix Kiddo, the bride from Kill Bill, has when she sees one of her fucking targets on her hit list. Like that music's going off, but that's the ringing sound in my ears. It's all red. Like I had to stand there and I just gripped the fucking side of the trailer, and Josh is poor Josh. Josh is fucking hovering over me. He's like, "What the fuck's wrong?" I'm like, I'm just groaning in pain, just locking my jaw up, fucking gripping things as hard as I can to fucking just try and hold back screaming. And Sean comes over and he's like, "You all right?" And Sean touches the side of my face to see if there's swelling or if he fucking bruised my fucking. And I just gripped him by the hand and I'm like, and he's like, oh, he's pissed. And Josh is like, oh, and that's when it real like I got fucking hit in the side of the face, Josh, and I just fucking slammed the fucking back of the tailgate back up, and I'm fucking oh. And so we all climb into the fucking 1 ton. I'm still in agonizing pain. I want to kill Chris. And he spreads his fucking leg out like he's been doing all fucking day. And Chris is like, "You all right?" Huh? And I'm like, I just, I'm literally 2 inches away from his face because that's how packed in we are. I'm like, if you do, if you don't fucking move that fucking leg of yours, I'm gonna punch it, and I'm not gonna stop. And before he could say a fucking thing, wham! One hard right hook, right in the smack dab middle in his fucking thigh. Like I mean, full on knuckle first, just hard as I fucking could, just hauled off a punch right into his fucking thigh. As soon as that happened, I could not remember the next 30 seconds. All I can remember is Josh just looking, going, "The fuck happened?" And Sean laughing. Chris's legs tucked right in, up, like all knees almost to his chin. That's how tucked up they were. That one punch. No, no. I'm getting close to that though, Queen. I'm getting close to punching him in the fucking face. Like I've been telling Josh, I'm coming close to fucking just throwing down and beating the fuck out of him. And you're gonna have to take me off of him because once I get my hands around his throat, there ain't nobody gonna fucking be able to stop me from killing him. And so yeah, like he had his legs tucked up and everything, and we drove back to the shop. He was quiet as a church mouse. I was able to fucking just groan and fucking grit my teeth in pain. And then when we get to the shop, this is the realization that dawns upon me as to him not being an idiot. Josh had told me and Sean that he docked Chris 2 hours pay a couple weeks back when we were doing daylilies, because a couple weeks back Chris just walked off like 30 some odd times to take a piss. So Josh was telling us, he's like, "Yeah, I docked him 2 hours pay." I just roughly estimated like, oh, maybe it was 2 hours, like that he just spent fucking about. And so I'm like, oh, okay, good. He should be docked pay. He's fucking about. Like I don't know why he's been getting away with it for years. It's the reason why, one of the big reasons why I stopped working here last year, because he was just fucking off all the time. And it was just unfair that I'm doing all the work with you, Josh, and Chris is doing nothing. He's just dead fucking weight. It's why I'm fucking just absolutely livid, and it's why I actually hauled out and punched him in the fucking leg, which I told him today when me and Josh were working. But we get out of the truck, and I got my headphones in. Like, I put my headphones in, like, after I fucking came out of the blackout that I had, and everything was fine and dandy, and it was a peaceful ride back to the shop. I put my headphones in. I'm listening to music to kind of calm the raging monstrous beast inside of me. And when we get to the shop, me and Sean get out, Josh and Chris get out, and me and Sean just unload everything. And that's when I feel a tug at my leg. And I'm thinking, oh God, Josh is going to tell me that Chris immediately beelined it to Donald in the office at the back of the shop and told him that I fucking assaulted him and that he's really super upset because his thigh hurts. And so Donald's not going to want that shit. And so somebody, Sean or Josh, is tugging my leg to tell me, hey, you got to go inside and get your ass chewed out for fucking hitting Chris. Nope, it's Josh. And Chris is standing right there. And I take my headphones out. And I'm like, what? And he goes, what did we do last Monday? I'm like, nothing. It was raining last Monday. Monday, we were doing nothing because it was raining, and you were doing errands. And Sean came in, and he only worked 2 hours doing errands because that was the day before Halloween, and Halloween's when we cut down all those fucking massive trees. He's like, "Oh, right, yeah." Like, Chris, you weren't even in Monday, so what are you talking about? And I just put my headphones back in, and I just didn't hear the rest of the conversation. Apparently, Chris is upset that he didn't get his money. He expects $160. He expects when he's working 5 days a week to get $400. And when he's working 2 days out of the week when he's in school, he expects $160. So when he gets 140, he thinks something's up. And so he's going to start complaining. And so I shit you not. From 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, he stood outside arguing with Josh. And Josh told him the truth, the honest truth, the whole truth. What do you mean I got docked 2 hours for taking breaks? Chris, you're not taking breaks. You're walking off from the job site to take a piss at least 30 times. I don't remember taking that many breaks. Chris, Darth, Sean, George, my father, and me, and Ricky when he was working here, all commented how this is your 9th piss break, or you just walked off for the 10th time, or it's been like 15 fucking times or 16 times that you just wandered off from fucking picking daylilies or weed whacking or fucking mulching, fucking any of that. Plus, last Friday, I didn't dock you 3 hours when I should have. What? Yeah. Like, Darth worked the whole fucking time. He told me as soon as I left, both times. The first time to grab the mower and bring it back to the shop so it could get fixed, and when I went to go pick up Sean, I was gone for a collective time of 3 hours. In that hour and a half, you did nothing. The first time, you sat there for an hour and a half while Darth raked the whole front lawn and driveway and the flower beds while you sat there eating a sandwich and fucking off. And then the second time, while Darth was doing the awnings, you stopped picking daylilies in the corner that you were doing for about 50 minutes to an hour and walked all the way across the lawn in my backyard to sit at the picnic table and just zone out for an hour and a half while he did the awnings, the gutters, and cleaned the roof. Like, you fuck off. You slack. You're a slacker. It's not the length of the breaks, it's the number of breaks because they start to count, they start to add up. Because apparently, and Josh clarified as to what was being said, apparently Chris doesn't like that I get to smoke cigarettes and just sit there for about 2-3 minutes while I'm puffing on a cigarette. He thinks I should get docked for the whole day while I'm sitting there smoking cigarettes. This is coming from somebody after, 10 minutes of working, or even like once he gets to the job site, like if we get to a house and we're offloading, he just immediately gets out of the truck and walks into the backyard to take a piss. Doesn't matter what house. He goes and takes a piss. Meanwhile, if I mow the front lawn of a house and it's a big house, like say Donald's house, which it's a pretty sizable like yard, like it's a good size yard. He owns like I'd say 4 acres of land, maybe. Probably, yeah, probably around 4 acres of land. So you got like a 2 acre fucking front lawn and a 2 acre back lawn. Like once I finish the first, like the front of the house, it takes me about an hour and a half. I'm taking it like a 5 minute smoke break. That's how long it takes me to smoke a cigarette, 5 minutes. And then I fucking throw my butt out, fucking put the fucking mower back into gear, and then I go into the backyard and I do another hour and a half or however long it takes me to do it. And then I smoke a cigarette. Like Josh doesn't mind that. Josh has said multiple times, like to Scott, to like his father Scott. He's told Donald. He's told my father. He's told Sean. He practically tells everybody, and everybody apparently says the same thing. Like I bust my ass. Like Kent even said, uh, hang on, I gotta wait for the fucking audio to catch up. Hey, vey. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. But Kent, Scott, Josh, and practically everybody I've worked for have said at the shop, like, don't kill yourself. Like, pace yourself. Stop doing so much of the work. Like, don't worry. If you need some help, like hauling something, ask one of us. And I don't ask because I can lift it. Like, when we were hauling like the junk and the scrap metal and all the shit in the front of the fucking shop a couple weeks back, just cleaning the shop, like Scott even said, and he told my father told me, and I asked everybody around the shop for clarification because I still think my father blows smoke up my ass, but apparently it's true. Scott said, like, Jesus Christ, he fucking killed himself doing all the work while fucking Chris just fucked about doing nothing. Like, it is disgusting that my father has this kid getting shit for pay compared to lazy ass over here who's doing fucking nothing. Like, and so Josh called him out on it. He's like, you do know, like, he busts his ass 5 times more, like he's 5 times the man you are. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna fucking mince words with you. Like, the reason why I let Darth smoke a fucking cigarette is, one, he's addicted. Well, he's not addicted to cigarettes, but he likes smoking cigarettes. Two, he doesn't eat lunch. He doesn't bring a packed lunch. He only brings, and he hardly brings drinks now because it's cold, and he's not sweating his ass off. So yeah, he's not sitting there for an hour and a half eating a fucking sandwich. He's smoking a cigarette. What's wrong with that, Chris? I don't even take bathroom breaks half the fucking time. Maybe if I need, like, sometimes if I drink fucking like 6, 7 cups of tea on my way to work, like I buy 2 teas and then a coffee for my father every day. Some if I have to walk to work, I'll get 2 teas for myself, and then, like, I'd say a couple miles away from my father or the shop where my father's staying, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. I'll get 3 hot teas, and then I'll get a coffee for him, so it's actually hot. And I'll have drank the 2 teas from Cumberland's, and then I'll drink one of the teas on the walk there, drink one while I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette with my father, and then I'll drink the last one I bought, my 5th cup, just on the first few, like, job sites that we go to. And then we stop at a Dunkin' Donuts again once we're done because it's cold still, and Josh has already finished his coffee and he's gonna want another one. So yeah, like if I'm drinking cup after cup of coffee or tea, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a leak. But I'm not doing it fucking 30, 40 times a day. Not going to. There we go. But like, my God, it's awful. It's awful. And he just kept going on and on. Like, well, I don't know why I didn't like I don't know why you had to dock me 2 hours pay. Like, I just have to pee. Chris, you can't. You can't be going to the bathroom 30 times a day. Something is wrong if you have to go and take a leak 30 times at your age. Like, there's a running joke amongst me, Sean, Josh, and Ricky when Ricky was working with us that he has a prostate problem. We were all joking, maybe he has prostate cancer. Like, like there's no reason why. There's just no reason. There's none. Like, I I can go the whole day working and not have to take a piss. As soon as I get home, I'll take a piss. Like, that's it. Like, I can work the whole day without having to go to the fucking bathroom. Sean does it. I do it. Josh does it. Like, everybody at the shop that works that I've worked with never takes a bathroom break. Like, but Chris though, gotta piss everywhere. Like, I call him the company dog because he always goes and like scouts out a new spot to piss in each lawn. Like, he goes over to one corner of the fucking backyard of some houses, pisses there. Next time we're there, he'll see that he knows where he's pissed. He goes to the other corner, pisses there. Like, he does that all the time. Like, and so I've come to this realization that he's not stupid. He's smart. He knows that he's the golden child. He knows that he gets special privileges. And he knows that he's going to have the job no matter what. Because Josh told me today that he docked him $5 last week. Docked him $5 last week or the week before that. Because the week that he got docked 20 was weeks ago, like 3-4 weeks ago. And so it's taken him 3-4 weeks to go, I'm missing $20. Like, you don't say that the day you get your paycheck when you're counting up your money to make sure, hey, these the hours I have. Like, really? But he got docked $5, and he did it. He actually saw that he was $5 short, and so he complained. While Josh is standing there next to Donald, what did Donald do? He took a $5 bill out of his wallet and handed it over to poor little Chris. Oh, he needed that five. He needed that $5 bill. And while Josh is staring there, dumbfounded, the first thing out of Donald's mouth, not even worth the time. Not even worth the time, boy. Really? Really? It's not worth the time. It's not worth the time to call him, like, to dock him for being a lazy fuck. Seriously? Seriously. You'll give him the $5. And so when I heard that, I told Josh, and it's like it once I finally snap at Chris and I fucking swing and I connect with his fucking face, I'm just gonna tell your grandfather, not even worth the time. And I'm gonna quit. That'll be the day I quit. That will be the day I quit, Josh. Like, absolutely awful. God, was it awful. Like, working with Chris is getting worse and worse as time goes on throughout the seasons. Fuck. And so now today, the reason why I'm streaming so late, yeah, I'll punch and walk out. Haha, but yeah, today we finished up 3 of the lawns. 3 out of the 5 lawns we had to do because, again, a lot of leaves. Monday we'll be finishing up the last 2, and I'm not sure what we're going to be doing after that. Uh, I do know there's a lot more leaves at Donald's house because a lot of leaves are hardly falling here as it is. But we might be doing that. But after this morning, I told Dan and I told Sten this. This morning I went to breakfast to the place I always go to, where Donald goes to, and there's a guy there called Paul, and Paul is half owner or full owner of the breakfast place, and so it was like, fuck, 5:30. Like, I came in, he had just gotten in there like 5 minutes before me, and he's like, "Oh, I just got here. The grill's not even hot." I'm like, "That's fine. I'm gonna be here a little while." And it was 19 degree, like 19 or 18 degrees out this morning. With the wind chill, it felt like 12. Fucking cold. Oh, thank God I always wear my fucking thermals when winter, like, I'm not even gonna call it fall. When winter hits, like, first day below 55, I'm wearing thermals. Don't care if I'm sweating. Wearing them in the morning, for the morning and for the evening. So thank God I put thermals on. And so I'm just warming up, having cups of tea, waiting for Donald to show. Donald doesn't. And so it's like 6 o'clock, and Paul's like, "You want your food now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat my food fast because I'm gonna have to call a cab." And so he cooks my food, serves everybody else before me, and as he's coming back, he's like, "What time do you get off of work today?" Because he knows I work for Donald. And I'm like, "Around 12." He goes, "I got a job for you. I'm not like I don't want to step on any toes, but are you up for doing it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it." He goes, "All right, well, I got a trailer at Donald's shop. I got a bunch of my stuff there. I want you, when you're done. Matter of fact, give me your number. I'll call you around noon to tell you that I'm at the shop. That way, like, if you get to the shop when you're done doing whatever you're doing for the day, like, you can just walk over, or if you get done earlier, like, you'll know that I'm there now." So I gave him my number, and he told me he'd call me, and that he had a bunch of stuff that he needed to haul into the trailer. Okay, so I do my yard work with Josh. We get back around like 11:30ish. So basically, 12 o'clock is what Josh wrote it down as. We offload everything, put the trailer away, put the mowers in the shop. Uh, and I walk over. Haitian comes over and he's like, "Hey, Paul's over there. He's looking for you." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I walk over. Me and him, me and him spent 4.5 hours hauling shirts, bulk shirts, bags of them. Now, for you people who don't do fishing, you got to use a lot of rags. And a good, cheap way to save is to use shirts. And so, what we were doing was we were taking bulk shirts that are just standard one size, like multiple sizes from small to I saw a 5XL inside the fucking bags that we were hauling. We got like 1,200 pounds worth of bulk shirts, but they're in different sizes, different colors, different sleeve lengths, t-shirts, sweaters, and long sleeves. And all we did was organize. Uh, XLs and double XLs get their own boxes. Sweatshirts own boxes. Everything else goes into a box. And so we are filling that. We need to get 50 boxes done, and we had to fucking organize it all. So we were sorting everything, weighing them because they have a certain weight limit. Each box needs to weigh 25 pounds plus the box. It's gonna be so 27 pounds. 25 pounds goes to the shirts, 2 pounds for the box. So I was filling the boxes, Paul was making the boxes, and then I was weighing the boxes. And when they were the exact weight or a little over the exact weight, he was taping them. And then I'd stack them. So I'm doing 3 things, he's doing 2 things. And so we did that for 4.5 hours, and we got 50 boxes done. And a little bit more. We had about 8 boxes filled with sweaters and stuff, and he's going to sell those on the side. That's why he wanted those 2 types of sizes and the sweaters separated, because he knows people who work on boats and do like landscaping jobs, and they want junk shirts to wear. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. They're clean. They were all in fucking like hermetically sealed, vacuum sealed bags. It's just all fucking bulk. Like, there's no decals on them, no nothing. It's just fucking salmon colored. From one of them, salmon colored. He said the other ones are like blue, black, yellow, green, like whatever the colors of the rainbow. Pick a color, you'll probably find it in one of the bags. So he just sells them on the side, like $1 a t-shirt, 2 for a long sleeve. And he does that like for guys that work on landscaping or fucking electrical work or outside work. Shit that's gonna make you dirty and you don't want to ruin the clothes that you wear, like your street clothes. Like, they're work clothes. So did that, got paid $45. And he's like, "Oh, hey, if you want, after work, 3 to 6, or whenever you get done with work, if you need a ride, or if you're in the area, you can work with me. We'll do odd jobs and shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, extra money in the pocket, no fucking problem there. I ain't complaining." And he offered. He was telling me when we were leaving the shop with all the shirts, he has bought an apartment building. It's 3-story. It's either a 3 or a 4-story, because he says he has 2 tenants, but he has 2 floors that he still needs to renovate. And he said that the 2 floors that he wants to rent out, they need to be renovated, and they won't be done for about 4 or 5 months. And he's going to talk to Donald to see what kind of person I am. Like, I'm not some kind of sleazy fucking shitbag or something. And so he's going to do that either tomorrow or Monday or sometime. I don't know. Probably Monday. When Donald goes to have breakfast there, he's probably going to talk to him about it. But yeah, so I might have an apartment next year. Like, doesn't help me this year, but I have been saving up. I still got to save up a lot of money because I still need the laptop. Uh, I still need to register the fucking truck. I still need to go to the RMV because I haven't had time. I've been working nonstop all the fucking time. So I still need to go to the registry to fucking reinstate my license. Busy work. A lot of busy work. No me gusta. But hey, sorry, had to respond to something. But yeah, so uh yeah, so there's that glimmer of hope. And Paul said something that's kind of weird. I don't find it insulting. I don't like. I told him because I hadn't smoked a cigarette for 4.5 hours because I just kept working. So when we were done, Paul and me walked right into the restaurant because we were working practically outside of we were working inside the tractor trailer truck in front of his restaurant. So he goes inside and he's like, "You coming in?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna have a cigarette first. I haven't had a cigarette in like 4.5 hours since I got off of work at Donald's." He's like, "All right, well when you're done, come on in." So I go in and he's already got a fucking some soda in a fucking glass with ice at the counter. He's already behind the counter. He's talking to one of the guys that works in the kitchen who's sitting on the other side. Uh, and he's got a small little thing of fish and chips made with French fries, and he's got that next to my drink. He's like, "Eat up and drink up. You earned it. Work your ass off all day." I'm like, "Well, thanks." And while I'm sitting there eating, he's like, "See what I'm telling you? Look at him." And I look up, and his friend's looking at me head to toe, and he's like, "Looks like a military man." Now, I've got military combat boots that I wear, and I've got a combat knife on my belt, but I'm wearing a pair of jeans. Like, my work gear consists of my combat boots that I've had for years, going on 4. Yeah, going on 4 years I've worn the same pair of boots, pair of blue jeans, a a black belt with a combat knife, my holster for my lighter, my keys, my phone case, and that's it. And then a fucking thermal top with a t-shirt on, and then my beanie, like my visored beanie that you guys have seen on the streams. But I also had my jacket on, which is my military 1963 era military jacket. And he's like, "He looks like a fucking army man." He's like, "Show him your dagger." Now, I've walked around the city fucking for months with this knife hanging on my fucking belt, and only a few people have ever noticed the knife hanging off my belt. The illegal knife, I might add, because Massachusetts has a law that states that if the blade is more than 4 inches, it's deemed illegal to carry. Fucking hate that law. But yeah. So it's kind of shocking that like Paul's flat out saying like, "Oh yeah, I saw the fucking big ass knife on your hip." So I just flash it, and he's like, "See, that's strange. Who walks around with a 6-inch knife? Like that's a military knife." And I just was like, "Cause I walk around all the time in the city, and it's not the safest city. Also, it's my work knife. Like if there's rope or cord or something needs to be cut, sawed, or fucking hammered, like it can be it can be used as a hammer, knife, or saw. Like there's nothing wrong with that." And so he started talking more, and I started eating again. Like my brain went back to must feed hunger, food. And so he then I catch this comment. He's like, I know what a bum looks like. And as soon as he said that, I stopped chewing. Because I'm like, if he fucking says I'm a bum, I'm walking out. Like, he can shove that $45 up his fucking ass. And I'll just walk out with half a free meal. But he goes to say, I know what a bum looks like. I know what a slacker looks like. And I know what a good fucking worker is. This kid's a good fucking worker. Like, yeah, he dresses funny. He dresses like a military man. Like, he keeps to himself. He's quiet. He's not that talkative. But once you put him to work, this fucking kid will not stop. He was outpacing me the entire time. And then the guy he was talking to is like, "Who do you work for?" And before I could answer, because I had a mouthful of food, he yells, "He works for Donald. You know, the one that comes in for breakfast all the fucking time." And so the guy's eyes widen. And he's like, "Wow." He's like, "Yeah, he does all kinds of stuff. Like, what did you do last week?" I'm like, "Oh, uh, Halloween we hauled about over a ton worth of wood from one house. I hauled most of it, and I cut most of it, and then I split most of it." He's like, "See, he's a regular fucking woodsman. Kid does hard labor, like nonstop, day in day out. Works all the time. Works 6 days a week." He was telling me half days on Saturdays. That's why I got him today. And he's like, "Wow, I hear Donald's a fucking slave driver." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 he is." And then Paul's like, "Also, he used to be a fisherman." Kid busts his balls. Kid's a good worker. And that's when he tells me, he's like, "I'll be seeing you around. I'm going to be talking to Donald when I'm available. Also, here, don't forget your money." And he hands me the 45. And I'm like, "Am I paying for?" And before I could finish, he's like, "Nope, that's on the house. Like I said, you deserved it." So I finished my food, drank my drink, said my thank yous and goodbyes, and awkwardly walked out because I'm like, oh God, praise, compliments. Oh, I gotta go. And so I snuck off into the night like a fucking like like fucking Nosferatu. Scurried away and turned into mist or a bat because that fucking joke's a week past. Sleep well, Dan. Good night, sweet prince. Exactly. God, I am hungry. I'm still hungry. Like, that fish and chips did not fucking fill me up. Like, granted, it was a good appetizer. I'll say that. It was a good appetizer. I got a can of chicken in the fridge. I should make some chicken salad. Chicken salad. Make some chicken salad. But then nah, I want something warm to eat. Fuck. I had mac and cheese last night because that was quick and easy. I don't want to make it. I want to make a chicken. Oh, that's the other thing. I've forgotten to mention. Uh, my father has commissioned me to make him soup every fucking week. I need to bring him a soup. I not just not a bowl, not 2 3 bowls in a Tupperware container. He wants at least 2 gallons of soup to last him the week. Because I think it was last Thursday. Yeah, it was last Thursday, the day I didn't go into work. I was exhausted, and so I slept the whole day because I was hauling, splitting, and loading fucking wood the past 2 days. And so I slept in, and I woke up, and it was like 8 at night. So I made a chicken stew, a garlic chicken stew, which consists of carrots, corn, celery, rice, plenty of garlic, and I put 5 pounds, 5 or 6 pounds worth of chicken in it. Shredded up the chicken, boiled the chicken, shredded it, put it inside, sauteed it, all of that. And I put it in like a 4 gallon pot. And so I filled up. I told my father. I texted him. And this soup was done by midnight, so it took me 4 hours to cook the fucking thing, and I still had it slow cooking like until I woke up Friday morning to go to work, which was I walked at around 3. Yeah, I walked around 3 o'clock in the morning with 2 gallons of soup in two shopping bags, like two grocery bags, and I was also carrying my lunchbox and a tray of drinks, like the three teas and the fucking coffee from my father, and I gave it to him. He ate the whole fucking thing, and he was like, "Oh, it was so good. The only thing is, you didn't bring me enough." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I brought you like a gallon of fucking soup." And I gave you a lot of fucking stuff in it too. I didn't give you just broth and like a little meager amount of meat and fucking veggies. I pack that fucking soup. And also that soup could kills a cold every time. If I have a cold or I feel like I'm gonna get a sore throat or something, I make that soup and I eat 2, 3 bowls. That night, that cold is dead. The amount of garlic, chicken, salt, and just all the vitamins from the vegetables and shit that I put in it, oh, fucking kills it. But yeah, he was complaining that there wasn't enough soup. I didn't make enough. I didn't bring enough. Like, think about this. Like, the last few weeks here in New England have been fucking bitter cold when the sun goes down. And he knows that I walked, and he knows that it's cold, and he knows that I also have to stop to get a fucking coffee for him. But he wants me to bring him 2 gallons every week, and he'll pay me for all the vegetables and the meats and stuff that get put into the soup. He will compensate me for that. And I'm like, really? You're really commissioning me to make you fucking soups all winter? This is insane. And he's like, well, I want a chicken stew. Mm, put plenty of potatoes in it, and chicken, and celery. So tomorrow, I'm probably going to be making a chicken stew, a big one. And I'm probably going to make dumplings because I've been craving dumplings. Like, I bought a 13 by 9 inch pan to make chicken pot pie, like an actual chicken pot pie, instead of making two 9 by 9 pans. So, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it would cost $15. Like, pound of corn's like a buck. He knows how to cook, Queen. It's just he doesn't have the cooking implements. Like, a pound of corn here costs 99 cents. A pound of carrots costs $2. A pound of celery or just a bag of celery is $1.50. Um, I buy bulk potatoes, like a 50-pound bag, and that's like $20. And they're big fucking potatoes too. Uh, Christ, I think that 6 pounds of chicken cost me almost $7 even. So give or take, probably like $10 to make it with the amount of veggies and shit I put in it, and then again the seasonings. 16 grams to a pound. I believe it's 16 grams. Been a while since I've weighed up pot, but I think it's 16 grams to the pound. Buck 49. But yeah, like the seasonings, like I use fresh parsley and fresh thyme in my stews and soups. Like like the thing is, he doesn't have a stove. He has a microwave, a toast, and a toaster oven. Like that's it. Like he doesn't have a stove for the loft. The loft is big enough, but the loft isn't designed for that. Like the loft is a storage loft. Like it's a two-room loft, but one of the rooms is blocked off because it has like boxes of cleaning agents, oil, and stuff like that for the shop, and then the rest of the room is for my father. That has a sofa, a TV stand with a TV on it, and his dresser. The rest of it's a countertop, or a majority of the room is a countertop, and it has a sink. So he can't make it. He does have a fucking barbecue grill though out front, and that has a stovetop. But again, you can't be cooking a fucking stew in like 19-degree weather. So there's that. So there's that. I also made him a gingerbread, which he only ate half of the fucking thing. He fed the rest to my dogs. Found out that apparently it makes him horny. At least that's what he described. He said he fed my dogs a piece of gingerbread, cut it in half, gave each of them half of it, and they started fucking. Rocky tried mounting LV the entire time after that for like 8 hours. So apparently, gingerbread's an aphrodisiac for pugs. Who knew? I didn't. But he ate half of it, and he fed the other half to fucking my dogs. Even though I told him, like, if you don't want to eat the rest of it, give the rest to Donald, his wife Pauline, and anybody else at the shop that wants it. Because I made two. God, that gingerbread is amazing. But yeah, so I'm probably be making a chicken stew with dumplings. Yeah, like I now you know how I felt when my father was telling me. Like it's awful. Also, Rocky's all fucked up. Uh, for some reason, he's been scratching. He's scratched. He has scratched himself so much. He's drawing blood. Like his whole back, like he's got about a 4 by 4 inch patch on his back where he's scratched that looks like somebody tried shaving him with a beard trimmer, and he just kept wiggling around. Like it's all fucking patchwork because that's where he's been scratching, and he also scratched the side of his cheek on the right side of his face so badly it looks like somebody glued Fritos chips, and that's the scab. You're welcome for that image. Nobody will want to eat Frito Lays for a while. Nope, not fleas. They're clean. My father washes them in anti-flea soap once a week, and they have flea collars on. It's just something. Like my father doesn't know. I don't know. My father bought a special brush. It's like a metal dethatcher for dogs. It's weird. Like you comb them with it. It's a metal comb. It, the comb head or the brush, yeah, it's a comb. The comb head is solid metal and it has two bits on it. It kind of looks like a beard trimmer. And when you brush them with it, you push the button and the back teeth push down and push all the hair out. And it's not just like loose hair, it's pulling out dead hair. Like it just thins out their hair. Not enough to make them look fucking like funky, but it gets a lot of the hair out. And so it's just something about Rocky he always does, like when winter starts coming. I think it's just him, like, I think it's just his fucking winter coat coming in that's making him itchy, which I don't blame him for. Like if I just suddenly started sprouting twice as much hair on my body, I'd be scratching the fucking shit out of my armpits and chest. I'd be like, "Oh god, there's so much hair all over me. I'm fucking itchy. Good god." Like my face when I shave gets itchy and I have to scratch my face when my beard's growing in. So, there's that. My father fucking he's been putting peroxide and fucking medication on his scabs and scabs and shit. That's also another thing my father has said. Could be dried skin. Elvie though, fucking nothing other than being a fat bitch. Like really, she is like she must weigh all of 30 pounds. She is fat. Like she will eat anything you give her, save for clams and mushrooms. Those are the only two things I know she will not eat. Rocky's a little bit more picky when it comes to food. But yeah, like that's practically that's all that's happened to the dogs. I mean, they're just a handful and they can kind of be fucking annoying, but like they always freak out when they see me as if they haven't seen me in fucking weeks. Like don't I see them fucking every day, like in the morning, and before I leave I hang out with them for about 20 minutes and then I'm like, all right, I'll see you in the morning. And then when I come back the next morning, they're fucking howling and screeching and panicking and having fucking like Rocky hyperventilates when he sees me because it's like, oh god, he's back, I haven't seen you in forever. And it's like, calm the fuck down, dog. I've been gone for 8 hours. Like like my father's here with you all the time. You have company. It's not like you're being left up here in a loft by yourself all night. Good God. Calm down. Just calm the fuck down, please. They're not living with me. They're living at the loft in town at Donald's. They live with my father. It's just when they see me when I go there, because I always get to the shop at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Like they just panic. They go I could fucking like when I get to the shop nowadays because my father lives is inside the shop now. I have to call him so he comes down and unlocks the door and lets me in. And when he comes back up, the dogs are right there at the door waiting for him, and they start panicking because they see him again because they thought that he left them and was abandoning them. But then when they see me, Rocky starts howling, LV starts hyperventilating and whimpering. They're both wagging their tails to the point that it looks like they're gonna have liftoff and start literally fucking hovering off the ground by an inch with their fucking curly fucking tails like a fucking helicopter prop. I have to tell him, like, calm down, Jesus. And then Rocky, after he's done howling, he just starts hacking up a fucking lung and hyperventilating and inverted sneezes. I'm like, geez, you stupid bastard. These are the same dogs that will bark and growl at me if they see me with a haircut. Every fucking time. Every time if I like say I have shoulder length hair and this comes into what happened fucking Monday? Was it last Monday or Halloween where I got my fucked up haircut? Basically, I went to get a haircut and I had shoulder length hair. and I'm like, I'm gonna be Kyle Reese for Halloween. Like I got the costume and like I ordered the fucking trench coat he wore. I tried to get some pants that kind of looked like him. I rocked them anyways. I didn't dirty him up like his because I spent like $35. I'm probably gonna order another pair that's darker so I can wear it next time. And I wore some Chucks, and I just walked around getting drunk. But I went to get my hair cut, and I tell the guy, I only want 3 inches cut. Cut my hair, like shorten my hair by 3 inches, and we'll go from there if I want it shorter or more. And so he's like, okay. So he cuts my hair 3 inches, and I'm like, okay, well that's close. I can work with this hair. And so he's using a trimmer to trim the back of my neck. And this is why I don't get my hair cut, folks, because this shit, like, I always get a bad haircut or something fucks up. His phone starts ringing because he's got a fucking phone case on his hip. And while he's trimming, I'm looking at the mirror and I'm watching him do what he's doing. He looks down and starts grabbing his phone, and his fucking right hand, what's holding the trimmer, goes up into the back and fucking buzzes a chunk of my hair off. So he had to buzz all my hair because it was that noticeable. So he buzzed all my hair, and then he's like, you know what? I'll line it up for free because I fucked up. Still had to pay him $18. Could have just buzzed all my hair at home. So I have not taken my hat off at all the entire time since then, except once. Because I told my father when I got out of the fucking the barber shop, I'm like, oh fuck me, like Georgie, like like this fucking asshole fucked up my hair, and he's like, oh, it can't be that bad. I'm like, you'll see it when I come into the work tomorrow. Go into work, and I take my hat off as soon as I get to the shop because he tells me to take my hat off. Yep. Speaking of, he just called me and I had to decline it. But he tells me to take my hat off. I take it off and he's like, "Oh, it ain't that bad. I mean, it's short. It's real short, but it ain't that bad." I'm like, "George, I had to pay $18 for it." He goes, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I had to pay $18 for this fucker to fuck up my head and then have to shave off all my hair." Well, at least your hair will grow back. I'm like, George, it's fucking November. It's November. It's practically November. It's fucking cold out. Winter has come. Like my full head of hair, which will keep me warm through the harsh, bleak, frozen tundra that like New England becomes, is gone. I am bare to the elements. Like I have practically no hair on my head. And I shaved. I shaved my beard off so I could look like Kyle Reese for my Halloween fucking costume. I am cold. I am freezing my dick off. That's how cold I am without my hair to insulate my head. My hair insulates my ears. Not like that anymore. So he's like, well, it's fine. Come on in. So I walk in, and as soon as I get up the stairs, Rocky and Elvie are fucking whimpering and moaning and freaking out because my father's back. And then they see me. And as soon as they see me, they defend my father by barking. Like, they start barking and growling and snarling and snapping at me. And I'm not saying anything because I know I've gone through this rodeo many a time before. And so while they're doing this, I go, hey. And as soon as they hear my voice and realize that it's me, they both start acting fucking ashamed. That's the best way, embarrassed and ashamed of themselves. Like they express how foolish they were. They're like if they could talk, they'd be like, "Oh fuck me, I'm so sorry. I did not know it was you. You know, with the hair and all. Please don't get mad at me, master. Please. I'm like, you're a goddamn fool, Rock, for fucking barking at me. And LV, you're a fucking bitch for fucking just snapping at me for no fucking reason. You've seen me without a fucking hair. Like, you've seen me with haircuts like this before. Fucking fools. Watch out. I gotta fucking, I don't want to step on your poor paws. I gotta close the door. And then both of them just kept licking my fucking arms and fucking face and neck and shoulders and wherever they could like whatever they could lick, they licked. My nose, my fucking chin, eyeballs, fucking ear, everywhere. Whole face was just assaulted by two pugs. Like, it was bad. It was real fucking bad. And I'm like, oh, I'm smoking a cigarette, dogs. Please stop. Like, I understand you feel foolish for fucking confusing me with some kind of intruder. Like, enough. Enough. And so since then, I put the hat back on, and that's it. Like, Josh knows I have a fucked up haircut. He knows it's shorter than his haircut, and Josh usually likes to have a short haircut. But I was like, no, mine's worse. But he hasn't seen it. Nobody has seen my haircut at the shop except for my father. That's how ashamed that's how much shame I have for the loss of hair. And I will not take this hat off until my hair is at a reasonable length that I am pleased with, which will be probably in a month or two, depending. Christ. Oh yeah, easily 2 months with how short this fucking hair is. Huh. Awful. Fucking awful. Like, I could wear a fucking welder's cap and still and have less hair. A welder's cap. And Queen, you've seen me wearing a welder's cap. That's how little hair I have on my head. That's how little hair's on my head. That welder's cap would fit snug as a bug in a rug. No complaints. Wouldn't have to fucking, like, it'd cover all the hair on my head and then some. Hmm. Oh yeah, that's right. Tomorrow is Sunday. I can rest. Oh God, I can't wait. Might play some Fallout New Vegas. Uh that's gonna be a good day. Also, yeah, I had that issue. Uh so I bought New Vegas on Steam. Oh fuck. May? I think I bought it May. I think it was May. I or March. No. It had to have been April or May I bought Fallout New Vegas for Steam. I had it for the 360 with Fallout. Uh, I had both of them as Game of the Year editions. Uh, but it's been years. I bought them when they both came out, like at launch date, and so I'm like, okay, I'll buy it for Steam. Fuck it. So I install it finally, like earlier this week, because I had a little time. A little free time. I install it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna mod it. So I start it up. I get to the fucking menu screen, and I exit out, which is what you're supposed to do when you're gonna mod something. That way, the .ini file is placed onto your hard drive. So I get Nexus Mod Manager up. I download a couple mods that I want, mostly aesthetic stuff like cigarettes. Cigarette packs look like actual retro cigarette packs, etc., etc. Um, so I did that, and I tried playing it, and it keeps crashing, and it keeps crashing, and crashing and crashing and crashing and crashing. Right to desktop. Not a fucking chance. Not a cold day in hell would that game run. So I started looking at problems. Because I had installed NVSE, which is New Vegas script extender. And so the instructions to install NVSE is vague, and you're supposed to put it into the Steam folder that New Vegas has. And so I'm thinking, well, fuck, I probably fucked something up. So I try it, I uninstall and reinstall this game 3 times, and I restart my computer a couple times. And this is over the course of a few days now. And I'm getting frustrated because I dropped, like, I think I bought it flat $20. I think that's the price it's for it on Steam. Just the game, none of the DLC. So I bought it for like flat $20, and I'm like, fuck. I didn't buy it when it was on sale or something like that, so it's not like I'm fucking out $10 or $5. I'm out $20 for a game that will not work. Like, it just keeps fucking crashing. God damn it. And so I'm looking up forum posts and Steam, like Steam discussions about just a crash to desktop nonstop. And everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, you gotta do this, and you gotta take the Steam folder for New Vegas and pull it out of Steam, and you gotta do all the like." It's just fucking overly complicated, and I was like, "Fuck that! I'm not doing that. I refuse. If I have to put that much work into this game so it'll run, no, no, I'm done. Fuck it. Fuck this." And so for whatever reason, it dawned on me, you know what? Fuck it. We'll try it one more time. We'll mod it and install the anti crash mod for New Vegas. And every modder that I had read their post about on discussion forums and stuff had kept saying, don't do that. Don't do that. You need, like, and I reinstalled the game and you're supposed to run the game. Well, I didn't do it. I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to do this. I'm just gonna fucking it's already installed. The any file hasn't been activated. I'm just gonna mod the fuck out of it, put all my mods in, put NVSC in, and that's it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. And then it's just a Hail Mary. See if it works. Son of a bitch did.